Okay, and here we go. The beginning of In the Paint. It's Tuesday night between the hours of 9 to roughly 11 or so. You're gonna be in with us in the paint live. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. Of course, I am R. Jones, aka Angus Black. Um, yeah, that's me, Angus Black. And joining me is Mr. Marty Cunningham, the creator of the show, also known on here as Max 611. And that doesn't fly. That does not fly, sir. Are you wearing it?
I'm wearing that, but I'm wearing this BS.
Yeah. Okay. Let me explain the Red Sox shirt. It was also supposed to be accompanied by a Duke hat, but the shirt Max 611 has is a Red Sox shirt, and it's supposed he hates Massachusetts, all Massachusetts sports. He hates the Red Sox, hates the Celtics, hates the Patriots, all of that. So he lost a bet to me on the Super Bowl, and now he is actually honoring his bet. I got to stand in applause. You got to stand in applause for this. This is a wonderful watershed moment. I love it. Oh, I got to bring my man in. Look, my man, Dom. Do you see what Mac? Do that again, Mac.
What I miss?
Do it again, Mac. Go ahead. I love this moment. Love it.
And it's a BS Bogarts shirt. If y'all see me pass out, it's because this crap is sapping my energy.
I
do not like anything Boston. I can't stand the Dead Sox. Forget those leprechauns.
This is great. This is great.
Forget those Patriots. I mean Cheaterits. Because y'all cheated.
Hate.
But I'm here. And I got on this blue and red crap.
You're still missing the Duke hat.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't want to overdose him and kill him by having two things like that. So okay, I get it. I understand. Dom, how you doing, Dom?
I can't. What's up, guys?
All right, brother. Just here chilling. You good?
Yes, sir. Hey, Mac, why ain't you wearing the hat?
What hat? The Duke hat?
What was the bet? You had to wear a Red Sox.
No, originally it was to get something with Boston on it.
Yes, originally, but due to the fact that it took him a good minute,
he decided to add on.
Well, there's interest. When you borrow money from a bank and whatnot, you don't pay it back in time. I mean, I'm just saying, the longer it goes, the more interest you accrue. So the hat just was the interest. Sorry, buddy, but that's how it goes.
Damn. Mac 7-11.
I love it. Oh, I wish this could be watched by so many people right now.
Our buddy Lou, from the infamous New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington's NFC East crew that go back and forth. He says, "Screw Boston." I agree, Lou.
That's what I said this morning.
He did say that this morning. Exactly.
Get off the emotions.
Well, I unfortunately, Dom, I'm gonna have to go back to that moment because that's the first thing that is going to be on the docket for tonight. And with that being said, let's get into this discussion. The Boston Celtics sweeping my Brooklyn Nets. I had to take quite the verbal beating last night until a few hours ago, which was ridiculous to me.
You didn't even respond.
No, because you know what? I'm not going to respond because first of all, I'm just as salty as they are, and I'm sure most of them are New York Knicks fans because they're salty, and they took this is their crowning moment to see Brooklyn not only lose in this series but get swept. So a lot of New York Knicks fans, not all were Knicks fans, that threw shade at me. I get it. It's okay. But at least we were able to reach the playoffs. That's more than you can say. And let's not act like your team wasn't shitty in years past. Okay, so whatever. So that's why I didn't respond back. I'm like, I'm you guys are like beneath me. So therefore, I said I'm not going to go to your level, because I know me, I wouldn't have did that to you guys. But then again, I'm a classy individual, so
But
I get it.
I thought we kept it kind of clean this morning.
I am a classy individual. That's just what it is, so it's all good. I see it for what it is, Yes.
No,
I see.
you're not classy.
How do you know? You don't know me like that. You don't know me like that.
Your mouth is worse than mine.
My mouth is horrible. I know
flagrant.
that. But I do have some type of decorum, some type of class when it comes to matters like this. I'm not gonna kick somebody when they're down. I don't do that.
I will.
See, there's a difference. There it is. He admits it.
My petty is legendary.
He just admitted it. I'm not admitting to that.
At least admit who you are, bro. I am.
I did. I'm just saying. So with that. Okay, Dom. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
They going at you on Facebook, or?
Yeah, man. You should have seen these guys, man. It was ridiculous.
We kept it pretty clean this morning.
You did.
On the
you
text.
kept it clean. The text group.
I loved what you said to Sean, our brother Sean. You wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
Take it back.
Exactly. I'm up here being all nice. Oh, I hope you had a great time. Blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And then all of a sudden, I get the knife in the back. I was like, look at this crap. Why you have to single me out of all people? That's all right. I was like, okay, cool. I see you. Like I said, it's just low class individuals. That's what I said. It low class.
Yeah, I just couldn't understand. Just like I said this morning, all the celebration by Knicks fans.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. Y'all know that
for sure.
But talk about keeping it classy, I mean, you would think they won the championship,
dude. Yeah, exactly.
And they were rooting for the Celtics.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, guys, I thought the Celtics would win. It wasn't like I was rooting for one team or the other. I'm just watching the games, and I thought they were a better team. But you talk about classless. Oh my God.
Exactly, bro.
I don't think I've seen anything that pathetic except remember the beginning of the year? Bing bong. What happened to that?
Yo, hey Dom, and I don't know if you've been on Twitter lately, but wow, you talk about classless on Twitter. The Knicks Twitter was just lit. Even some people that I know, okay, and I consider them good people. I was like, wow, you're really you're caught up in your feelings, aren't you? Wow, I mean, it's just you're cut deep by this. Yeah, I couldn't even believe that.
But I won the hearts. There's this young lady, Carla, that does a lot of them spaces. So she'll send invites, and the category was something Nets lose, Knicks fans celebrate. So I chime.
Right.
Same thing I'm saying now. Let's concentrate on our issues.
There you go. Thank you.
Crowning moment. Okay, if that's the horse you want to ride, then ride into the sunset. It's gonna run out of gas. But I just didn't get that part, guys. Yeah. I mean, I understand the Knicks net thing, but I told you all the stories. I'm not a Met fan, but I'll be damned if I rooted against the Mets to lose the Red Sox.
Right.
Wasn't gonna happen, man. No.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't seen anything. I swear to God, guys, for real, especially on Twitter.
Right.
I've never seen anything like this.
It was crazy.
Trying to justify it, like all that shit y'all talk.
Right. And like Knicks fans haven't talked shit before. I'm like, come on, stop.
And then they get mad when Net fans or any other team's fans go at that. I don't go at other teams on Twitter unless they're playing the Knicks. And then I have something to say. But all my venom is not for the Nets per se. Mm-hmm. It's for Steve Nash, Durant, and Kyrie Irving.
Deservedly so.
And the GM.
Right. Deservedly so.
Heard the comments from Kyrie after the game. We have to get together and we have to get. I'm like, didn't y'all try that? When it's just going to tell this guy, no shade. I don't know Kyrie Irving from Joe the Barber. But when he's just going to learn to shut up, you ain't running nothing. Stop it. Y'all tried this experiment. Those that want to blame the coach, hey, whatever floats your boat. But they just got outplayed.
Yes,
they did. They did.
It's just some of the comments, like, I got to admit, I don't think anybody took more backlash than Kevin Durant. And to hear him come out classy in his post-game interview was like, we did our best. There was obstacles, whatever. He didn't blame nobody. He didn't go into what we're going to do next year. And, the earth is flat. And he just
Is it?
Is
the earth flat?
Yeah, of course. You think the earth was flat too if you did 1 year at Duke. Stop lying. Come on.
Okay.
But Durant carried himself sort of like the way I thought he was, with all the shade he takes, all the backlash. I saw somebody in one of these, I think it might have been Carla's space, and she muted him. This dude talking about Durant's just a highly overrated Miles Turner. I was like, what?
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He
wow.
One, he needs to wipe his glasses. He needs to delete his Twitter, get off all social media, because you sound totally out of your ever-loving mind. I was having fun with what I was doing with Kevin Durant. But listen, that's going to be shade for one day, because I know Kevin Durant is one of the best players in the NBA. He is. There's no denying it. He's one of the best.
And let's give credit.
Without him, they wouldn't be there.
Right. And Jason Tatum actually had like a coming out party.
Yes.
People that don't watch the NBA all year, just watch the playoffs, haven't seen this guy progress through the season, through the last couple of seasons. And I could go back to when he was drafted, and I had a conversation with Scalabrine, and I was like, this kid's going to be good. He said, he looks so disinterested in college. And here's a guy that works for the Celtics. I'm like, yeah, maybe he looked disinterested because he was just that much better than everybody.
Right.
But mark my words, this guy's going to be pretty good.
And we give credence to Scalabrine.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking, man, got a damn good pick. I had to ask.
Dom, you keep fading in and out.
Yeah, and also with that being said, Bishop, your mic is live. Thanks for joining us as well. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, you sound much.
The only thing I was thinking is, you work for the Celtics, and like, this is a pretty good draft pick. Yes. You know what? Year and a half later, he's talking to me. Dom, I got to apologize. I said, the only thing I asked him, guys, was, how many ACC games do you watch? Well, I caught some clips, and okay. That's
clips.
That's the problem.
Right.
Watch the game. I mean, I don't know, guys, but the kid is good. He's very good, actually. Let's just be honest.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. Let me hear the Bishop here for a second. Your mic is live, brother. Thanks. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. What's some of your thoughts on this series?
Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Hey, gentlemen. Good evening. Dom, what's going on, man?
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Man, it's what can I say? I mean,
Come correct.
What can I say? I've been telling you this all season, and I've been maligned. I've been called the hater. I've been called this. I've been called that. I called this before they got hardened, when they got hardened, and you guys said, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. And lo and behold, here we are.
Okay.
Here we are.
Okay. Mac.
Yes, sir.
Can I blow him up now?
Now, whoa.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm
not. Now, when they got Simmons, in my mind, I said, okay, well, if they play consistently as they've been playing, and they add a defensive juggernaut, Simmons, that they should be able to create some havoc. They're still not coming out of the East. They should just be able to create some havoc. I didn't realize the magnitude of lack of heart that the two Robins have. I didn't realize. I know that they're not Batmans, but I just didn't realize that they didn't have heart. And I've never seen, like I said on the post, I've never seen Kyrie defer on offense so many times. It was crazy. I'm like, dude, like, is Marcus Smart that good? Is he really that good that every time you get the ball, you passing it to KD or to someone else, and you're not taking a shot? During all season, you're taking 25 shots a game, 25 to 30 shots a game. It's like, wow, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Okay.
I gotta say this though, guys. Y'all know I love Bishop, but he nailed that one because he's been saying this. It ain't like he's saying it tonight, guys.
No.
He's been talking about the novelettes and the whole 9 yards.
Novellas.
So if he gets to get his flowers tonight, hey, give him his flowers. Give him his flowers because he definitely preached it. And it.
Wait,
I'm gonna
let all pontificate. Go ahead.
No.
Speak, sir.
I am going.
Speak your piece, sir.
I am about to speak my piece. No, I'm not giving him flowers. And if I do give him flowers, it's gonna be me pissing on him, and then I'm giving it to him. Okay? Because That's right. Because it's the same guy. No more than a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Said, what was your prediction? What was your prediction, sir?
I said that the Nets would create some havoc in the East, but they would not be coming out. But they would not be coming out of the West. They would not. They would not be coming out of the East.
Do not make me pull up.
Just pull up his quotes.
Don't let me pull up the quote.
Okay, go right ahead.
You said Nets in 6
against Boston. Yes. Yeah, and they should have beat Boston because they're a better team than Boston, but they have no heart.
They weren't. They weren't.
Dude, you look at the roster that they have. It's like it's coaching and it's heart.
Actually, their rosters are pretty even to me.
I think the
Nets
Celtics
don't play no defense, bro.
Right. Well, that too.
The Celtics played better as a team, and that was the. I think people forgot. I think people forgot, guys. Not to cut nobody off because I brought this up before. I think people forgot. Boston was the best defensive team in the NBA, and how did they win this series?
Defense.
They constantly broke through screens. They constantly bodied people, and everybody bought into the same thing.
Yes.
And it created havoc.
Yes.
And they couldn't adjust.
Right. Also, you got to give their coach credit because they started the season off bad. In fact, Bishop was laughing at them.
So was I.
Weren't you, sir? Yeah, you both were. And then they righted their course and they got into the playoffs and they're the best defensive team in the NBA. And hold on. You gotta give Marcus Smart his credit because he played good D. He's a bulldog. The other guy's a bulldog. Tatum's a bulldog. Williams is a solid player. Bringing back Horford galvanized the team because he's a leader. Does what they need done when it needs to be done. And the coach, he got better as the season went along and. He was not the matchup for the Nets, being that he used to be their former assistant coach. So he knows everybody's tendencies and he adjusted to everything. And this is the first time we really seen a team go at KD and take what he does away from him and be physical with him. Mm-hmm. He did not like being tossed around like a little rag doll.
Dude, all of that being said, Boston is not coming out of the East.
Well, we didn't
Boston
say that.
Boston is not coming out of the East.
Nobody
the end of the line, the end of so you giving Boston all of these kudos and this and that. It's like, dude, they're not coming out.
Are we giving them that for this series?
But for this series,
the ride ends at the next stop. That's where the ride ends for them. And it's
Would
like,
you like would you like to place a bet on that?
I don't
Some
know.
nice
Uh-oh.
friendly
who they
wager
who they
Uh-oh.
with
who they
R.
playing? Who they playing? Who they
Prob-
playing next?
Probably
More than
Milwaukee.
likely, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
So
you
you
make?
think Boston is gonna beat Milwaukee?
I didn't
Really?
say that. I just
Really?
said place. I just said
Who's
place a bet with R.
who? Please, who in their right mind? And I'm not even a Bucks fan. Who in their right mind thinks that Boston is gonna beat the Bucks?
Are you listening? Nobody said that. I just said make
Okay.
a bet with
I
R.
I think I will. I honestly think I will. And if they're missing Middleton, it
If they're
may be
missing
harder.
Middleton,
Yeah.
so what the Bucks are gonna do is they're gonna have Giannis, they're gonna have the other big Lopez, and then they got Portis, and they're just too big. They're just too big. All is the team is just too big. Boston can't match up.
That's another story for another time. We
Exactly.
talking about
And
them sweeping the Nets.
I'm just saying that you guys are giving them all kudos and patting them on their back, and I'm saying,
Kudos for
But for
this
this series,
series.
yeah,
what's
I
wrong with
don't.
that?
I just don't like Boston. I don't like Boston, so I don't want to hear any.
Okay, I
I
don't
don't
like
want to hear any
Boston
kudos.
either. I'm sitting here with a goddamn
Exactly.
Bogarts t-shirt on, and y'all see I'm shiny because I'm sweating. About to pass out.
Yeah.
Right.
This thing stinks.
Well, the crazy part about this is I expected KD to play with more force. I expected them to be physical with him, but still, for a player of his caliber to rise above that. And what I saw,
it happened. You had bad series.
what I saw,
We called Magic Johnson tragic for a whole summer because of him losing in the playoffs. It
well,
happens.
no, what happened, what you saw is that's who he really is. It's like Golden State. You got to respect Steph Curry more and more because Steph Curry took a back seat to allow KD to shine when he was in Golden State. And he took that to mean that he was that guy. And it's like, no, Steph allowed you because he wanted you to feel like you belonged there. So
Well,
now
no,
you go.
he played smart basketball. If you got three guys who can all score 30, 40 points, somebody's stats has to take a hit. And everybody's stats went down, even KD's. The only persons whose stats stayed the same were Clay's.
Right,
so they all adjusted to each other.
But that means no, Steph took a back seat. Because
he didn't take a back seat. He just adjusted his game because you got a guy with talent.
Right, but
it's not taking a back seat.
You're a guy with talent. You're a guy with talent. Those two finals, finals MVPs, the two finals MVPs that KD got, those could have easily went to Curry. Easily.
There's only one basketball, and all three of them guys still got 20 points. They all didn't get 30 like they normally do.
Right.
But they just adjusted to each other. It's simpler to play with another guy who is that guy. KD is that guy, and yes, I agree with your points that he's not a great leader. He's not.
Right.
He has fallen in times. 2016 against OKC, he shot 28%, 25 turnovers.
Right.
Met Green in the parking lot and left OKC. You just spoke with the dude who bust your ass and went with him.
But you know what? At the end of the day, it worked.
Yes.
Because before he spoke to Durant, they hadn't lost that championship. They ended up losing that championship after winning 73 games with everything Bishop just said. With Curry, Thompson, Draymond, they lost. They go get him, and they didn't lose again, and they probably wouldn't have lost to Toronto if he didn't blow out his leg.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished. I don't care how you went about it, but it was mission accomplished. You got 2 extra rings. And everybody shook hands and said kumbaya when he walked away. I mean,
well, he walked away when Draymond called him a bitch on the sideline, but can we not say that Mac didn't say that he was going to leave right after that happened?
Well,
because he left.
Well, the question I have is, when he left and he said he just wants to win, I'm like, you're in the best possible situation to win,
right?
Playing there. Same thing with Kyrie when he was playing with LeBron. You just want to win, dude.
No, he said he wanted to be a leader and he wanted to be the man without LeBron, and he found out you are
heavy
not
as the
man
crown.
without LeBron.
Heavy as the
also,
crown.
them dudes in Boston was not feeling you, so
right.
And you went out horrible in Boston in that last game. You turned into John Starks.
Well, we were playing the Bucks.
Just that Kyrie and Durant shouldn't really be in the same conversation.
Right.
I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, during the regular season, everybody's singing the praises of Kyrie. Oh, he's the greatest. He's the best. He's a performer. He's an entertainer. Oh, he's a magician. He's this. We've never seen anybody like him before. He can finish with both hands, and he's this and he's that. And when I watched that series, I'm like, yo, dude, like, you passing the ball, like, he passed the ball up a lot. I'm like, yo, he giving the ball to Bruce Brown. He giving the ball to everybody. He ain't taking the shots. I'm like,
I agree. I agree with you, man. To say honestly, I mean, again, all that you just said. You know, he's this, he's that. Let's not take away from his talent. He is talented, right. But again, as a leader, it's just not there. It's not there. When it's time for you to really take over, I don't give a shit if you score 60 points in the regular season. I don't give a shit about that. Okay, right. The bottom line is when they need you, you're not there. You're not there. There's a reason why you couldn't win a championship without LeBron. Period.
Right.
Right. You just make a playoff. He never made a playoff.
Exactly. Thank you, Mac. I'm just saying, it's not in you. It's not in you. Yeah, you can score and all that shit, but when the chips are down and you need to go bring your team up to another level, you don't have it. He doesn't have it.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Sure.
Both players. We start with Kyrie. Does Kyrie make players better?
No.
Kyrie makes Kyrie the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's all Kyrie does.
Right. Does Kevin Durant make others better? Not really.
He has the potential to.
Yeah.
He has the potential. He has the potential. No.
He does, Mac. He does.
Even in this series, it's like, don't get me wrong, like Claxton was open like a bunch of times, and it was off of when they double team KD, and he's fine. But Claxton is like, he's like 25 pounds, and he can't hit a free throw.
Who would you rather have taking shots?
I'd rather have KD taking the shots.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I would look Claxton off too.
Well, no. When they were double teaming him, he was finding the open man, and it just so happened to be. It just so happened to be Clack. He caught him with like 7, 8 really good passes, and what?
I will say this.
This guy.
Even when the wheels were coming off, Kevin Durant at least went out blazing.
He did.
In that
he
game.
had game 4.
And that 1 for 10 that Kyrie had in that second half, he never recovered from. That. I would like to check the stats and see if Durant had more assists than Kyrie.
Right.
Black at you. We gonna get you a mic in the stage.
Oh, Jesus.
You hilarious.
Okay. No, it's like so all of those games, and even with all of that, with the sweep, all of those games still were really, really close. Yes. So that just means that somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. Kyrie didn't deliver on what he was supposed to deliver on. Because even when KD had those bad games, they still didn't lose by a lot.
No.
You know what I mean? The games were still close. It was still anybody's game.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at it. They lost game 2 by 7. They lost the first game by 1. Game 3 by 6, and game 4 by 4.
Yeah.
KD missed that foul shot. That's when I tweeted and I sent to the Facebook group and on my Facebook page that he bitched up. You're not supposed to miss that free throw.
I thought he was missing it intentionally, to be honest.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they were down 3. Even if he hit the foul shot, they were
still a lot of time on the clock, though.
Yeah, but I just thought he was taking a shot, and
Nah,
but let me just say something to Black at you. I happened to be watching the game with my wife one day, and she said, "Damn, don't he brush his head?" I said, "I don't know, honey. I don't know him."
See, he in Brooklyn. He need to reach out to me and some of the fellas, bruh. I will take you to a good barber. And we will fix all of that. Man.
Oh my!
He doesn't want to fix. That's his style. That's his signature. That's his signature look.
You guys are follicle shaming KD. It's like
he follicle shames himself every time he walks out the door.
He can't. It's a disease, guys. There's nothing that he can do.
Oh God!
What you want him to do? You want him to get his hair spray painted or something? You want him to get
no. You don't have to do that. He got money, man. He can get implants for that.
Wow.
It's like, yo, dude.
Now you're talking about this. You're getting a guy.
Wait.
Carlos Boozer. I'm just saying.
Oh, that was hilarious because I couldn't wait to clown that clown.
Unfortunately, he has black exploitation chest hair on his head, and there's nothing he could do about that. So he's got a skin disease. That's why he wears those long leggings. You remember when he had?
Are y'all reading this stuff, man?
But wait, hold on, Bishop. Like at you.
I can't.
If we notice, Jordan had those naps and his hairline was receding from the front and the back, racing to the center of his head. He went and got a bald head. Charles Barkley too. They was like, nah, just take that off.
Maybe he got like super sensitive scalp, and he gonna get like Jerome Kersey. He gonna get the Nestle Crunch all over his head. So he's
man,
bro. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to Jerome Kersey. I'm gonna have him.
Well, no, he can't. You can't.
You know Jerome like to fight.
You can't anymore. I think Jerome Kersey is no longer with us.
You might be. I'm sorry. You might be.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, you're right. You're right. He did pass. R.I.P. to Jerome Kersey. He's actually one of my favorite players because he did not give 2 F's about nobody and will fight anybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
So listen, I have to get on Nash. When you have a player who's got an injury problem and he could still play but not be 100%, you play him early, not late. You waited too long to bring Blake off the bench. Well, and he gave you some solid minutes yesterday.
What I didn't understand is why.
Yeah, I adjusted my chair for a second. Excuse me.
Why didn't LaMarcus Aldridge play?
I think he may have had an injury problem also, but still, I think he could have played. He was dressed, right?
Yeah.
LaMarcus was dressed up. That's on Nash, man.
It is.
So you got somebody who KD can basically throw the ball to at the 10, 15 foot, and they can hit the shot, and you got to pay attention to him because he could run off like 7 or 8 of those mid-range shots in a row. Right. So you got to pay attention to him. Fine, he's not going to give you the rebound.
He's a decent rebounder. He's not a good rebounder, but he's serviceable.
Right.
So you never played him. You never played him. You never use the big dude. You never use him. You chose to go with Claxton.
Yeah, he would start Drummond and play Drummond 5 minutes, and you don't see Drummond no more.
I'm like, so Drummond is a rebounding juggernaut. So it's like, yo, put him in there. Let him bang around with the young dude, the Williams dude. Let him bang with him. Even if you get the 6 foul, just beat him up. Lay that 280 pounds on him and get every single rebound that you can. At least you win that battle. You get every single rebound.
And he blocks shots also.
Right. At least Claxton, right.
He stopped using Patty Mills. Listen, Nash is just his basketball father's son. He's Mike D'Antoni's son. He's gonna coach the same way. He's gonna shorten up the
was ridiculous.
rotation.
Ridiculous. Makes no sense.
He ain't gonna make no adjustments.
Which is, son, this is why I go back to my argument. Yo, fuck KD, fuck Kyrie, and to an extent, fuck Sean Marks as well for agreeing to do that organizational change from Kenny Atkinson to fucking this asshole Steve Nash. You understand? No. It's their own fault. Fuck both of those guys. Okay? Because it was to the detriment of this team. Oh, we don't need a coach. We don't need a coach. We don't need somebody digging our ass. Well, as it turns out, you do need somebody digging in your ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Sean Marks, I agree with you on the point that Sean Marks and whoever made the decision to allow the Nets or the Novellas organization to dive into the vaccine culture war and decide that they were going to not play Kyrie and tell him to stay away from the team and this and that. That was the Novellas decision. That wasn't the New York City decision. Kyrie could have played every single game, and they became part of this culture war, and then they allowed the media to dictate to them what they should do. Oh, well, he's not doing this, so they shouldn't allow him to play. The Nets are doing the right thing. Well, if they allow him to play, then they're caving in. Kyrie wins, and so forth and so on. It's like, forget about all of that. Forget about all that. He could have been playing from square one, home games and away games. Just pay that little fine and keep it pushing. As a matter of fact, you could have paid the fine ahead of time. Hey, he's going to be playing these games. Send us the bill. Here's the check. Peace out. But that wasn't his fault. That wasn't Kyrie's fault. That was the Novella's fault.
Also,
what are you talking about? That has nothing to do with my. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you.
On a different level from
what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is, Sean Marks was the one who stood out front and pounded his chest and said, "We don't want a part-time player. We don't want this. We don't want that." And was like, "We decided that if he doesn't get vaccinated, then he can't be a part of this team.
Okay,
we want him to stay home." Sean Marks was the one that was front and center on that. And it was like, it's ridiculous.
So we're obviously we're on two different tangents here. We are, because I'm referring to something else and you're referring to
No, I'm agreeing that it was Sean Marks' fault, but just not for the rationale that you are speaking of. It's like Kenny Atkinson was not the right coach for those guys. Because Kenny Atkinson was the guy that's going to galvanize a bunch of guys who had a chip on their shoulder and a point to prove. You get two superstars in there.
So why he can't coach two superstars?
Yeah,
because they're not going to play with a chip on their shoulder and with a point to prove because they've already got a name. They've already made a name for themselves in the league. They've already made a name for themselves in the league. How did they react? How did KD and Kyrie react to Kenny Atkinson's coaching philosophy? They're not diving on the floor for loose balls. They're not going to cover on defense like the old Nets team
obviously
was.
They need to. They need to.
That's part of the reason why they got swept.
Exactly.
They traded all of those guys too. They traded Dinwiddie. Yes. They traded.
And whose fault is that?
Sean Marks.
He's an idiot. Right. He should have never traded for James Harden.
James
Harden was out of shape.
Mac, let me just say this: if you were going to trade for James Harden, I would have gladly said, "Get Kyrie the hell out of here." I don't care what anybody says. I don't know if that could have worked, but I wanted his ass gone. I would take James Harden if you get rid of Kyrie's ass. Fuck him.
Yeah, but KD didn't want his boy gone. KD didn't want his boy gone.
And Harden wanted to leave. Harden didn't want to be with them either. But Bishop, Kenny Atkinson is a better coach than Steve Nash. Nash,
bottom line,
standing there looking stupid. He got that dumb D'Antoni look on his face because he wasn't going to make any changes. Atkinson is a real coach.
Exactly.
And you didn't even give him a chance to coach those two guys.
Exactly. And then the dumbass owner is not even going to fire Nash, allegedly. He faces his job isn't in jeopardy. I'm like, are you kidding? You're serious
COVID.
right now.
You can blame COVID on everything. It was COVID.
Ridiculous.
Injuries and COVID.
Nah,
Injuries and COVID.
I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
Well, I don't understand why you're so upset. I told you this months ago. I don't understand why you're so upset.
Listen, dude. You are the one that said Nets in 6, so I'm not even trying to hear what you got to say. Okay.
Yeah, and they should have won the series. They should have won the series.
Shoulda, woulda. But the bottom line is, you pursed your lips and let come out what came out your mouth. So you had
so
Oz a staunch BK Nets fan.
So in other words, the fact that I said that they would never win a championship with that crew, and you just want to hold on to a sound bite. You just want to hold on to a sound. Yo, Mac, you see this? You see this? You see this?
You should know media, bro.
You should know
he gonna grab onto a sound bite.
You should know my level of pettiness. You're not a rookie.
Oh,
to
that's
this.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're not a rookie to this. So expect it. That's just what it is.
But you got to admit, Bishop, you kind of took the easy way out.
He did.
They won't make it to the championship. So if they
no, I said they wasn't coming out of the East. I said they weren't coming out of the East, but they would win in the first round. They should have won that first round series.
You didn't say that. You said they won't come out of the East. So anything prior to that, you're almost in a win-win situation. You could say, I thought they were going to beat the Celtics, but they weren't coming out the East. So anywhere along that line, if they lost, they weren't coming out the East. So you kind of hedged that bet.
No, I was what? No. Okay, well, you can look at it that way. 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 I can respect that. You can look at it that way. But I'm not going to give all the satisfaction of making it seem like I'm rooting for the Nets, because I wasn't.
But you were in this round.
I just said that they should have beat, and in 6 games they were better. They're a better team than Boston. They're a better team than Boston.
I don't think so.
It didn't look this way in the series. It didn't look that way in the series because Boston played rough and tumble. But offensively, the Nets are a better team. They're a better team.
The best thing you could,
but they don't play no defense.
But the best thing
that's part of the problem.
Was not even offer that. That's the best thing you could have did.
And I also, yeah, because at the end of the day, they still ain't Jack. They still ain't winning Jack. And you got to eat that.
And where's your team? Where's your team?
Dude,
we went to join you. We went to join you.
And the funny thing is, you only went to join us a couple of weeks later.
Exactly. You just prolonged the inevitable.
Whatever.
I don't think anybody said in September that the Knicks were going to play the Suns in the championship. I was hearing Lakers Nets, and I'm just saying, I'm going back, and I never heard the Knicks going to the championship. So
whatever.
That's one leg I could stand on. We weren't winning no championship, but the Nets were.
Yeah, the best case scenario. The best case scenario was like the Knicks might get out the first round and then put up a fight in the second round, but they'll lose in the second round. That was the best case scenario.
Right.
Best case scenario.
Not from where I'm sitting in.
No, that's before Randall went ape shit garbage. That's before he did that. But at the beginning of the season, he said, okay, if we build on this, we should be able to play into the first round, get out of the first round, and maybe put up a good fight in the second round, and then keep it pushing. And then keep it pushing. But it was the staunch Novellas fans that were proclaiming that the title was theirs for the taking. I remember at the beginning of the season, there were a few posts sent out, and I responded, well, let's just give them the championship now. Why play games? Let's just give it to them now. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
But now you want to grab onto a sound bite.
Yes,
Now you want to grab onto one sound bite.
And
wow.
Again, you forgot my level of pettiness. So that's on you then. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes.
Yes, sir, Max 611. We're moving on. Going to the Miami Heat leading 3-1 over the Atlanta Hawks. All right. Well,
that game ain't over yet, Mac.
because
Just
they're
about.
playing, right? They're playing,
Just
right?
about. Just about.
What's the score?
Just about. Because last I looked, Miami was up by like 12
Mm.
Yeah,
in the
that's what
fourth
it was when
quarter.
I left.
They were just running, like picking, like rolls to the basket. Adebayo was cutting to the basket, dunking on
Oh,
Collins.
yeah. It's a 4-point game with about 59 seconds left.
Right.
It's
We
over.
said
And
Miami was gonna beat them. They're
and
gonna
what's the
beat
name?
it.
I didn't know Oladipo was back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ola,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's been back.
give
I
him his
didn't know.
He
flowers.
had a good game, either game 1 or game 2.
He
He
was
had a
leading
Yeah,
them
he
in
had a nice
scoring
game.
tonight.
Yeah,
he got
Uh,
like 17 points or something like that. He had
yeah,
like
he
Hmm.
17 points.
yeah.
he was leading them in scoring when I left.
It's funny. Maybe Oladipo's found a home because he's bounced around a little
For
bit,
sure.
He's
and
injured.
he's not a star, but he's not a bad player. He's a good
No.
defender, a solid passer,
He's,
not a
he's
great shooter, good scorer inside. You
Mhm.
know,
he's a perfect for that system.
yeah,
Yep.
Right.
yeah, he fits that system.
He's
For that
perfect
Yep.
for
system.
that system. He's perfect for that
Exactly.
system.
Nice mid-sized piece.
Hmm.
Because when Tyler Hero starts feeling himself, hey, sit down there, son. You wilding out. Go ahead, Vic. Show him how it's done. Because Tyler Hero had to be humble.
Right.
Last year he was feeling himself. He got a few endorsements. He hanging out in Miami, making a little bit of money. And he had a bad season last year.
Right.
He
Came
had a
back with a
better
vengeance.
season this year.
Yeah, he came back with a vengeance, though. He's
Right.
part of that reason they're where they're at.
But I guess Pat Riley and Spoelstra set him down. Hey, listen, we'll trade you to Sacramento and bring in Buddy Hield, okay?
Yeah, I think part of the
Relax yourself.
part of the issue is it's like, okay, well, you're the great second string player. Is he's great like coming off the bench and playing against second unit players?
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's good money. But in the first unit, it's like for what they want to do long term, it's disruptive. Like his play is disruptive and
Hmm.
it's not sustainable.
Right.
It's not
Davon, I don't
sustainable.
know you, bruh. And I got on this crappy Boston Red Sox.
See, but
Kudos to Boston. Kudos to
that's
the
the difference, though. You could nick and pick at a certain
Thank you for
player.
joining us.
Right.
Let's say Tyler Hero. You could nick and pick at him, but somehow, some way, the Heat get everybody to come in line
Right.
and
Yes.
understand your roles. This is your
Mhm.
role. This is our goal.
Hmm.
And it's for some strange reason, guys, that I probably hate the Heat as much as I do the Celtics.
Wow.
You hate
But
the
for some
Heat?
reason, they keep it pushing, they keep it successful, and they stay competitive.
Listen, Pat Riley is a smart GM president. Spoelstra is a really good coach.
That's the guy.
And
That's the guy.
everybody, like you were saying, it also starts with some of the players they had. You know, Udonis Haslam been there forever. And Udonis keep the locker room tight. Listen, man, I'm not playing much anymore. But I done been through these wars and y'all need to get it right. And they have a lot of solid veterans on the team. Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler's the leader. And they, PJ Tucker's there.
Yep.
So they got a nice mix of young players and veterans.
Yeah, but when you that is 100% accurate. But this is what I'm telling you. Like when you say, okay, well, when some of these coaches come with the cop out and say, I don't have the personnel. Yo, you
Right.
just got to get the best out of the players that you have. You get the best out of the players that you have. It's like, yo,
I
that's the
agree
true
with you to
sign.
a point.
That's the true sign of a good coach. When you can take these players and get the best out of them, get them to do the thing that you need them to do as part of the team and do
Right.
it to the best of their ability. That's a good coach. Not these coaches that's complaining about, oh, well, I don't have this and I need this and I need this type of player and I need this type of player. Nah, dude. If this is the way you coach, but your personnel doesn't match the way you coach, guess what? You got to change the way you coach. You got to change the way you coach.
Some coaches can't do that. And some
But those are
coaches
not.
can't get that out of certain players who
But I
can't
think in Miami,
be who they aren't. they are, rather. Excuse me.
I think in Miami, the reason they don't have that problem is because when the people come there, they fall in line. There's never that yin and yang. This is who he is. This is how he coaches. I'd probably venture to say that you wouldn't even be here if we felt you weren't going to be that guy.
Right.
We'll look elsewhere. And if anybody could tell me that in the beginning of the year, you had the Miami Heat having the best record in the Eastern Conference with a 101-year-old point guard, I would have laughed because I didn't see that coming. But this is the Heat. I hate to say it. And you remember, guys, it wasn't that long ago with the blow up with Jimmy Butler and Haslam on the sideline. And Haslam told him, "I'll kick your ass. I will kick your ass." He kept telling them that, and then they all came and broke it up.
No, Jimmy Butler got out of Dodge. As soon as Haslam came over, as soon as Haslam approached him, he's like, "Yo,
I better get
let me get out of here. Let me get away from here before something happens."
Well, my point is, after that, they continued on like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Well, we had a scuffle, and the beat got to go on.
I remember. I'm gonna use the Knicks as an example. There's rumors that Patrick Ewing once slapped John Starks for, I guess, wilding out on the court, and Oakley and Xavier McDaniel, they didn't get along. They had a famous fight in the Garden, spilled into the stands. Yet X recently said on Twitter, he said we probably had the best front line in the NBA when he was there. That's with him, Pat, Oak, and Mace.
Yeah.
You know, all four of them dudes is just mean and nasty.
Well, you know what?
And so it worked.
Yeah.
You know, we get mad at each other for the moment, and then we go back to what we need to do.
Exactly.
To go forward.
Right. Did you hear Xavier McDaniels? To exert his dominance.
Oh yeah, I heard that story.
To exert his dominance, used to walk around in the locker room naked with a stiff one.
Yeah, I'd have had to pull exercise, bro. What are you trying to tell me with that? After he put his clothes on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one that always says it's a family show.
Yeah.
And Charles Oakley liked it.
But you know what?
Can we boot him?
Nah,
is there an eject button?
And I love Charles Oakley. I love Charles Oakley, but
here's the weird thing, though. The common denominator in those guys going at it and coming back to the team and Miami doing it, there's one common denominator in all that. Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Right.
You stir up the pot. Know how to get these guys. Know how to bring the best out of them. Because John Starks, it's like, that team was not the most talented team, but they played hard.
They played together.
They played hard. They played together.
I could see somebody say, "Hey, John, stop shooting." Like I told you, I played in a tournament, and one game I was on a jack fest, and the power forward told me at halftime, "Yo, stop shooting. Give me at least one look. If you don't pass me the ball in the second half, I'm slapping the shit out of you." And I did what I needed to do.
Pass them the ball every single time. Where you at?
Yes.
Where you at? Yo, coach, move. Come over here. You come over here.
Hey, is that game over yet?
Nah, it's 97-94 with 5.2 seconds left. It's Atlanta's ball, but they couldn't get the ball in bounds, so they called the timeout. Yeah, this series is over.
Yeah.
Trae Young looked like he wanted to go home.
So let me ask y'all this: going forward for Atlanta, what do they need? Because I like their coach. I like Nate McMillan. What do they need to go forward and Trae is a superstar? Yeah, I like the coach. What do they need to do to go forward?
They need some guys. They need some defensive players. They got a bunch of guys that can shoot. They don't really have. They thought the Hunter dude was going to be that guy, but they don't have any. They don't have any lockdown defenders. They need like a lockdown defender in the backcourt with Trae Young.
Yeah,
They need to be able
especially
to.
right because
Yeah,
Trae Young is in a.
right.
He's a serviceable defender. He plays good team
Mm.
defense, but he's not a really good defender.
And and,
It's
and, and John Collins, it's like, yo, I don't know what's going on with that dude.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know what the hell's going
He
on with
got
that
his
guy.
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, that dude is like, it's like you sometimes some games I watch and he looks like he's gonna be that guy. Like when they played Philly last year, and he played above himself, and it was like,
Right.
yo, like this dude is good. They need to hold on to him. And then this season, it was like, yo,
Right.
He got his money.
Yeah, he was too up and down. But you know what?
game
Just
over.
like the Nets got exposed with the Celtics because the way the Celtics played,
Mhm.
they did the same thing to Trae Young. They took him out his game. They ran at him every 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And they're lucky they won one game or they'd be in the same boat as the Nets. They would have got swept. They should have got swept, actually.
Right.
They
Also,
got swept.
I think teams. Trae Young is a really good talent. He didn't have those games like he had last year, previous year.
No.
He was lighting people up. He didn't really light people up this year. I guess teams said, "Oh, that's what you like to do. We're gonna take this away from y'all."
He was able to sneak up on teams,
Right.
and
Right.
they really never gave him.
And so was
the,
Atlanta. They weren't able to do that this year.
But the one thing I can say about Trae Young, he at least upped his assists.
Right.
So he actually, when you take away what he did and what he's doing now, it's sort of blended. Okay, he may not score 30-something points a night, but he'll get you 9, 10 assists. Whereas before, he was launching threes from the logo, bowing. That's going to come back down to earth. Now, can you adjust to what they're doing? I don't think the Hawks adjusted one bit. They should have got swept, and they snuck one out. And it is what it is. They weren't getting past the first round. Again, put them in the category with the Knicks last year. Did they catch lightning in the bottom? Probably.
But Don,
reality comes at you fast.
Trae Young has always been passing the ball. He's averaged 9 assists for his career.
Right.
But last season, at the beginning of the last season, he was they were having problems.
Right.
Because he was jacking up. Right. He was jacking up, and he wasn't looking for nobody. And everybody was like, okay, well, the only way that we're gonna eat is if this dude gives the ball up because he has the ball in his hands.
Right. Well, that was the problem with him and Collins.
Right.
I believe last year they didn't get along, and then whatever reason, Nate McMillan got them on the same page, and they gelled, and he stayed because he could have left.
That money.
Yep. Yeah, he gave him that money.
Gave him that money. They didn't even get off a shot.
And that's going to be the hard thing. That's going to be the hard thing with the Hawks moving forward. Because remember, 2 years ago, them and the Knicks went into the offseason with the most cap space.
Right.
Atlanta shot their load. They shot their load so bad that's how the Knicks ended up getting Cam Reddish. They had no room. They had no money. And they probably weren't going to have no money down the road for them. So now when you say, okay, we have to do, it's going to be kind of hard to unload some of them contracts. Now, granted, they picked up Capella's contract after Houston damn near gave him a max. So they're kind of strapped. And to Bishop's point, with Collins being up and down, that's going to be a hard contract to move.
Yep.
Capella's a hard contract to move. So, I don't know what they do. They might have caught lightning in a bottle, got that one good year out of all that money.
If they find a partner out west, that could use mobile big man that, doesn't really have to play too much defense, but can give you some scoring and can get up and down and every once in a while block some shots, then they might find somebody, but it would have to be out west. In the East, it's like he just doesn't fit. Because everybody in the East, you need that position.
I think he just doesn't. Capella just doesn't. We talking about Capella? You talking about
Collins? I was talking about Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, I think him and Trae Young just don't fit, really, and they're making it work.
Well, they should though. The thing is, they should because Collins is agile forward that can get up and down. So it's like, yo, just push the ball. He'll get baskets, like easy baskets, just because he's out working the other bigs. Like he getting up and down,
It's
and it's
hard to
like
do
he
when you don't
jumps.
like the person.
He jumps up
Right.
and he jumps out of the gym, so you could throw him. Oops, you go to the basket. He's doing it with Capella,
Right.
so why can't you do it with John Collins?
Because he don't like John
Collins got a
Collins.
good mid-range game.
Right,
So he could fool you, stay out there, and then break to the hoop.
Mhm.
right.
So they're gonna have a problem.
Oh, whoa,
That's
whoa,
a
whoa,
lot
whoa.
of money to move.
Oh, so they didn't even get a shot off. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is
They
it
didn't even get a
over?
shot off. Yeah, it's over. They didn't even get a shot
Yeah.
off. Like Miami, they got the ball inbounds, and then they double teamed the ball, and then they tried to pat and they stole it. So they didn't even get a shot off. So
No.
now they got to go into the summer. They got to go into the summer like, yo, we had bullets in the chamber. We didn't even get to use it.
Oh well. Oh well. Huh.
Well, they're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Next. Next. Let's get to the next one. The wait. How that happen?
The Miami Heat beat.
Yeah. That's like, wait a minute. I'm going to the next one. The Milwaukee Bucks, 3-1 over the Chicago Bulls.
Next.
Well, this series might be over because I heard I think Zach LaVine has COVID.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
This series was over when they didn't win
Yeah.
the fourth game. When Chicago didn't win the fourth game after they realized that Middleton was hurt and they allowed Giannis to go buck wild. It's like the series was over.
That was it. That was it. Now, with that being said, who's potentially next? Do they have Philly?
No.
They got Boston.
Boston.
They got Boston.
Excuse me. So they got Boston. Now,
Yep.
Now I know Bishop, you were saying no, they're not gonna go. They're not getting past this next round. But
No.
do you feel that the loss of Middleton will have something to say about that?
No.
Milwaukee
is too big.
So okay. So
Too
you're not
big.
even remotely concerned. I get it. Okay, fine. I just want to throw that
They're
out
just gonna
there.
play different. They just gonna. As a matter of fact, Boston, their defense is geared towards stopping guys who play like that, who play like how Middleton plays, because you see what they did to KD. So their defense is geared to that. Now, if you got a bunch of guys who can shoot, who gonna cut to the basket, and then you got bigs on the court at the same time, it's like they don't really have a matchup for that. Marcus Smart.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what Milwaukee did was they said, "Oh, okay, Middleton is hurt. Bobby Portis is our sixth man. We'll just put him at power forward. Slide Giannis to the small forward spot, which is, easy to do because
Right.
he can play small forward,
Mhm.
power forward. He can play the five against certain teams.
hmm
He also handles the ball, so he's also another point guard on the floor. So Giannis is just too good.
Yeah, but he's gonna be out of position chasing somebody. I know he was defensive player of the year, but he wasn't defensive player of the year. Giannis.
Chasing
he wasn't defensive player of the year playing small forward.
But I'm saying, who's he going to be
He's
chasing?
He's got to chase a Tatum, a Brown.
He can chase them.
He could chase them.
Okay,
he can get him. He can get him because what's the name? You realize it or not? It's like Tatum is not. Yeah, he's what they did. What Boston did was they kept matching Tatum up on the side with the shorter players. So I didn't realize Tatum.
They kept making him switch.
I didn't realize Tatum was 6'10". So
no, he ain't 6'10", but
they kept saying he was 6'10".
He's about 6'8".
Yeah, so 6'8", 6'9", but yeah, Giannis could chase him. And then you're forgetting Drew Holiday. It's like, yeah, all of that hard nose, that's just gonna be right up his alley. All of that's gonna be right up Drew Holiday. He liked playing like that. So if they allowed him to play the way that Boston plays, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good series. I ain't counting Boston out.
Okay.
Because guess what? That Drew Holiday and Marcus Smart, that's going to be something fun to watch.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday is much more skilled.
Oh yeah,
and
without a
he's
doubt.
much more skilled. And what I think what Marcus Smart is going to find is like he's going to be in foul trouble a lot because Drew Holiday he likes that physical play, and he's much stronger than people
Mm-hmm.
realize.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Marcus Smart is gonna have his hands full, and then you put in that what's it, Derek White, who comes in and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be problems.
The Bucks
You know?
don't win a championship without Drew Holiday.
Exactly.
No, they
Hmm.
don't.
No, I said that 2 years ago. They did the right thing. They got the right piece on the right
Yeah.
team,
Yep.
and they
Got rid
won.
of that bum ass masquerading as a point guard, two guard that they had. The big
Brogdon,
contract.
No, Bledsoe.
Bledsoe,
Oh
Brogdon.
God.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Bledsoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
and
a
I
good.
always said this, man. I think he's the best two-way guard in the NBA.
He is.
Okay.
He is.
Okay. I can
I
see
said
that.
that 2 years ago. The thing
Mm-hmm.
with the Bulls is the wheels came off the Bulls when Ball got hurt.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, that
So
hurts.
I
Big
mean, they're
time.
lucky to get as far as they got. And you know what? Numbers, me and my numbers, they only beat like one or two teams with a winning record all season.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't very competitive against upper echelon teams.
Right.
And again, let's give them flowers for winning one game because they shouldn't have won one game.
Hey,
That series should be over too.
this the first season with Ball and DeMar DeRozan to pair with
Mhm.
Zach LaVine, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a good start.
Now you got to pay the
Oh,
team.
you know what I just did? We didn't mention it, but I can see Drew Holiday guarding Brown.
Yeah.
I can see him guarding Brown, and then that's 20 points right there that you don't have, because that's going to be a lockdown fest. That's 20 points that you don't have. And Boston, who's going to make up that offense?
Hmm.
Who's going to make up that offense?
Horford.
Yeah.
Horford's going to make up to 20. Nah, I don't think so. On a nightly basis, probably not.
Horford
No,
could
not
get
on a nightly
no,
basis, but he
he
could score 20 points.
I can see him doing like 12 to 15 consistently.
Right.
You
That'll
can't see
offset
that.
it.
You
Yeah,
can't see that.
but for Boston to win, Jaylen Brown and Tatum need to be that 1-2 punch.
Plus,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Portis is not really I like Bobby Portis. I'm glad he found a home. Crazy ass eyes, but he's not a great defender, and
Right.
Horford should be able to get off on him if they run a couple plays for him.
Right.
Right.
And
Plus
also,
they got
Horford gets rebounds. Horford does a lot of stuff that isn't in the stat box.
and they got three big bodies to throw out there all day. Horford, Tice, and Williams.
Yeah, that's not that. None of those are matchups for Giannis. None of them. None of them.
No, but you're talking about moving Giannis to the 4. So
No, to the 3.
Three.
yeah. So somebody on the Bucks is going to have to match up with those three guys,
With Horford,
Tice and Williams.
It's Bobby Portis.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. I'll just leave it with a That's all I'm saying.
Right.
yeah,
And
I don't
listen,
think that's gonna be. Yeah,
Bobby Portis has come into his own. He found the right situation, the right team.
Mm-hmm.
His talent fits because he doesn't have to be a star. He shoots threes. He can play inside a little. He runs the floor. He rebounds. Only thing he doesn't really do. He's not a great defender, but he gives effort on that.
But y'all have been watching this guy's progression in Robin Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams.
yeah. So the thing that you take into consideration too is like what the Bucks will probably do is like if Robin Williams, if he's in the game, put Giannis around there, and it's like, yeah, there's nothing that you could throw in there that Giannis is not going to get. There's nothing. And whether you realize it or not, it's like, okay, well, one of the things that Williams will probably experience, which he probably hasn't experienced before, is somebody being able to get up there and challenge those shots. Just like when Tatum is like, yo, you can go to the basket, you can do all of that. And it's like when you fade away, there's somebody capable of being right there and blocking that shot. That's something that he hasn't experienced before. So it's like I think Boston is going to be. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm not a Bucks fan at all. I think Boston is going to be really surprised at the level that they facing because even without Middleton, I think they play a little bit better sometimes without Middleton because he kind of like disappears. When he's hot, he's hot, but when he's not, it's like, yo, is he even out there? And he's not a great defender either.
Keep in mind, Robert Williams' strong suit is his defense.
Right.
And his rim protection.
Against who? If they try to put him on Giannis, I'm saying if they try to put him on Giannis, it's a problem.
Well, I'm just saying his strong suit is
right
down low, rim protector, rebounder. I don't think nobody's going to expect him to score 20 points.
No.
But again, when you're rotating him, Horford, Tyson, I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody thinks.
He's either got to guard Giannis or Brook Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
And Brook Lopez is way too big, and Giannis is way too athletic. So he's probably going to wind up either in foul trouble or it's not going to be as easy. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be as easy for them.
I think we're taking away from this kid's athleticism, too. I'm just saying. I've watched this kid play all year.
Right.
I saw that too. He came back from a damn meniscus tear faster than Ben Simmons did with Icy Hot. So, the kid got hard.
Right.
So, I think he might.
Brook Lopez is soft.
Yeah, I think this kid might be the X factor.
He's too big. Brook Lopez is just too big.
Yeah, Brook Lopez is big, but Brook is soft.
He goes down low every now and then.
Yeah, but do you remember when Giannis was hurt for those games when Giannis had the ankle sprain or whatever, and they ran the offense through Brook Lopez, the slow, soft guy, and he scored like 35 points in one game and like 28 points in another game. It's like, he's a skilled big man that knows how to get his shot off.
He might have a heart attack trying to chase him up and down the court, but hey, okay.
Yeah.
Because he ain't built for that. He ain't built for that getting up and down the court no more.
No.
When he gets down there, okay. But that being said, this series should have been over.
Right.
Yeah. Now the Bulls got to find out what they're going to do with Levine now.
They better resign him.
Yeah.
Well, no, he has COVID.
Oh.
I'm saying next year. After
next
this
year.
His contract is up?
Yeah.
Oh, they should re-sign him.
Yeah,
Listen,
well, that's what
of course.
I would say that too. But again, let's look at this is what I keep trying to explain to Knicks fans. When the Knicks fans get hesitant because of their past, like an example, Jalen Brunson, he's going to be the best point guard in free agency. I'm not paying him $25 million. Well, that means you're never going to get a point guard. You're never going to get a point guard. Because you got to understand, and y'all are the ones that used to always bring this up to me. I think it was Bishop, too. Market value for this position, that position. So will the Bulls want to pay him his market value? I would say, yeah, because who are they really paying? DeRozan, he didn't get a max. I don't think Ball got a max.
DeRozan got a shade under the max, partly because of his age. And the tenure he spent in the NBA, I wouldn't have given him the max either. But he got $81 million for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some flexibility.
Ball got, I think, over $20 million a year. Zach LaVine got paid before, but he should get paid again because he's a star player.
Who's their big man? Their big man is trash.
That's the problem. Orlando.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the Vucevic. Yeah, he's trash. That's the problem.
First game.
That's the problem.
17
that's the problem with it. That's the problem with the Bulls. Their big man is trash. Like they need somebody that's a bit more consistent and that can protect the rim. He can't guard anybody. He misses layups. It's like, yeah, they need a big man. That's their problem.
They do.
And I couldn't remember his name. I kept
How can you
confusing
forget
him.
his name? He became a star because he always eats the Knicks up. That's how he became a star.
There's
Well,
certain people that always eat the Knicks.
He
Word.
owned the Knicks. That's
Larry-
how he became Vukovic.
Larry Kristobiak used to eat the Knicks up.
I'm talking recently, like this year and last year.
No, I'm just saying the Knicks have a history of non-essential dudes lighting them up.
Word. Career
Oh,
nights and shit.
Who's your man?
My
Chandler
man
Parsons.
That's right.
Hey,
Career.
he got rich.
Career nights.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? He got market value. It's not his fault.
Yeah, he got the bag more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yo, at one point, he had one of the biggest contracts in the NBA.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
He had talent. He just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next series, man. Shall we? Let's get into where the hell's that at? Good God. Let's talk about this guy. And you know what I mean by that guy. The Philadelphia 76ers leading 3-2 over the Toronto Raptors.
Hey,
now
the curse of Doc Rivers.
Oh,
yes, that guy. That's the guy.
That's what you was talking about?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
So
stop it, guys. Stop it.
No, we're not gonna stop it. No. So they were off to a 3-0 lead in this series, and now they've dropped 2 straight against the Toronto Raptors, and now the talk is out about how no coach has ever blown a 3-0 lead in the playoffs.
Hey, it's a first thing for everything. And
There's a first thing.
The king of being 3 and whatever against somebody. And
Yep. So I think if Toronto wins Game 6,
it's a wrap.
There's gonna be some nerves being frayed. That's not. I think Doc is gonna be like probably shitting in his pants a little bit, and he's gonna be a little bit on edge. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Let me say this. Joel Embiid, he has torn ligaments in his thumb, so that's a factor.
Yeah,
he's still playing, but they say he needs surgery, and I think if he could deal with the pain, he should be able to go. And I have to say this about Joel Embiid. People, especially us, we were going at him hard on being who he was, not taking things seriously, being out of shape. And he's put together 2 really good seasons where you saying he's in the running for MVP. He's in the talks for MVP.
Game.
He balled. He balled out this year. I want to see him play well, but I don't want to see Doc win either.
That's my problem. Though no coach has blown a 3-0 lead, we know one that's blown 3-3-1 leads.
Word.
Yes. Consistently.
Ain't nobody ever done it. So when you talk about nobody has ever done something, you got to put a comma and say, but Doc Rivers
exactly
has done.
Series.
I don't think they're going to lose this series. But I don't think Doc Rivers is going to be their coach next year.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't at least reach the conference finals, I can see that happening. I can see it happening.
I think I told y'all last week. Maury ain't got no blood ties to Doc Rivers. He didn't hire Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers was there first, and then here came Maury. And you know they all had egg on their face with the Ben Simmons fiasco. Don't get it twisted. And it started with Doc Rivers. So he's the one that initiated this egg. And, you know, I guess at the end of the day, Maury got his boy Harden. And it sort of got smoothed over for a minute. But now Harden seems like Kyrie Irving, like he's scared to shoot. I don't know what's going on with him, but if he don't show up.
Harden's averaging 18 points in this playoffs. And he really, listen, once they took away his bread and butter, which is to jump into people and get the offensive foul. He ain't been the same.
Not to mention that Maxey guy is showing his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, he's showing up and showing out.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he is. So, I at one point I thought the Nets had won the trade. Now I gotta circle back and say, well, I don't know now, because you know what? When you got rid of Ben Simmons, because remember, he hasn't played since last year.
Right.
So prior to James Harden coming, who was showing their ass at point guard? Maxey. So even if you got a half-ass James Harden, you still had Maxey.
Right.
So, and it seemed to have worked, guys. I mean, they was what? Second, third seed, up in the first seed for a while during the year. So that young kid kept them afloat. Then you got Harden.
Right. Here's a funny stat for y'all. James Harden is shooting 37% from the three in this playoffs. That's not bad.
No.
That's pretty good, right?
About league average.
Right. We know he's a volume scorer. He's a volume shooter. So when he played in Houston and him shooting a lot didn't matter because he offset it by going to the line a lot.
Right.
His field goal percentage is lower. His overall field percentage is lower than his 3-point shooting.
Wow.
He's shooting 373 from the field, from all field goals, and shooting 379 from the 3 line.
Wow.
37% from the field is not good.
This is why
even for a guard.
For me with Philadelphia, and I feel what you said before, Mac, about Embiid and whatnot. He's playing hard. He's got put together 2 MVP seasons playing in with Philly. But however, here comes the level of pettiness in me.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. I don't want to see Doc win a championship. I don't think he deserves it, and I damn sure don't think James Harden deserves one either. So, for as much as I like to see Embiid succeed, but maybe on a different team away from these 2 jackasses,
Prefacing because he left your team, because he left you guys high and dry.
That's neither here nor there, sir. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Whatever the case may be, I don't want to see either one of these 2 clowns win a chip. Period.
Damn.
Yeah. To me, for me, I think
you don't have to speak for me. Thank you very much.
No, I'm saying for me.
Oh.
For me, the way Philly is playing now, I think, and I watched some of the games. I think James Harden is like measuring his play, because
he's not playing like he normally plays.
He's measuring the play because if they get Maxey and they get Tobias Harris playing and giving them the 15, 20 points a game that they're capable of, now in that starting lineup, you got an unstoppable force.
Well,
and that's not going to be. I mean, they would have to get to the conference finals, because the next round they playing. Who they playing? Miami. And Miami doesn't have anybody to deal with Embiid, and they don't have anybody that's going to be able to, like, if James Harden says, okay, well, now I'm going to get to 25 points, 30 points. They don't have anybody that's going to be able to stop him.
But there's a caveat to that, Bishop. Because every time we got to that point, James Harden disappeared.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. Here's some stats for y'all. Maxey, as a guard, is averaging 51%. He's shooting 51% from the field. 40%.
A lot of those are layups, though. A lot of those are layups.
All right, but he's doing his thing. 93% from the free throw line. He's averaging 20 points a game. Tobias Harris, 53% from the field. He plays the 4, so he gets a lot of inside stuff. 45% from the 3.
Maxey?
No, this is Tobias Harris. And he's averaging 17 points a game. So they're getting great production from them
What's
And
Max?
Harden is averaging 18 points a game.
What's Max? He's shooting from 3, Max.
40%.
So he's 50, 40, 80.
He's
no,
playing
50,
free.
40, 90.
He's playing free.
From the line?
Yeah, he's shooting 93% from the free throw line.
He's playing free, and if you sleep on him and say, okay, well, we're just gonna take away Harden and allow him, it's like now he's giving you 30,
right?
Because he's just allowed to roam.
Right. Unfortunately, Embiid is shooting 48% from the field, 23% from the 3-point line, 81% from the free throw line, and he's still averaging 25 points a game.
How many assists is Maxey getting, Mark?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, Embiid needs to take the 3-point shot out of his. If he took the 3-point shot out, then he would be averaging like 30 points a game.
Yeah,
easily.
Right. I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say to Bishop. You know, you had alluded to about Harden, about them Miami not having somebody for against Harden, and well, that might be true, but just like Dom said, I repeat the same thing. Yo, Harden's gonna stop Harden.
Right.
You understand? Harden's gonna stop Harden. He's gonna stop himself.
Yep.
So really, they really don't need Miami doesn't need anybody to stop him because he's gonna stop himself. This is a proven fact.
Right. If it's a closeout game or a game 7, he disappears.
Yeah.
I got 76ers and the Bucks playing for the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And to your point, Mac, I think Embiid is the MVP of the season. He's shown that consistently, and one of the things that they've been politicking since like before the All-Star is Joker. The media has been politicking, and it's just like yo, like first of all, look at the stats, okay? Then they're saying how many games they played. Well, if you're in COVID protocol, you can't really judge people based on that if they're in COVID protocol because they're gonna miss games. So that's like a bogus. It's just like stacking it up to say that Joker should get it because they just want him to get it, the second one. And it's like, well, I'm looking at Golden State, and I'm like Draymond Green is pretty much like got his number, and I'm like, well, Draymond Green is like 6'8", 6'9", with like long arms, and you the MVP of the league, and you guys are just not good enough with you.
Right. Okay.
Right. For the season, their numbers pretty much are very similar.
Right.
Yeah, but Philly was number 2. And Denver is what, number 6?
Right. He played more minutes. He played over 200 more minutes than Embiid.
But they got similar numbers.
Pretty similar.
Embiid scored more points, and you said Embiid probably played less games, right? Bishop?
Right. Yeah, I think he was in protocol for a few games, and he had like knee soreness or something like that.
Right. And we know Joker isn't the greatest defender. He's okay. He has 64 blocks, and Embiid had more, 99. In less games and less time.
Okay. So there it is. You know?
But they keep throwing out how many assists Joker has.
Right.
Compared to Embiid. How many games he's played, how many games he's played compared to Embiid, and how he impacts winning, his team winning, and he doesn't have Murray, and he doesn't have the shooter, the kid, the 7-footer who shoots. He doesn't have them, so we're just like, so?
How about this stat? I measure big men by how many times they go to the free throw line. He played more minutes than Embiid, and he played in more games than Embiid, right?
Right.
Embiid went to the line this year 800 times versus Joker's 468.
Yeah, they don't mention that.
Nah.
Embiid made 654 free throws as opposed to 379 that Joker made.
Right.
And I'm not I'm not disparaging Joker because I like him as well, but you know, my center shouldn't be not taking. He should have more free throw shots than he's getting.
He shoots a lot of threes.
Yeah,
he shoots a lot of threes.
Right.
And it's like, I understand, like, if you could hit him, but it's like, I don't want you with a steady diet of threes as the center.
Oh, for the season, since we want to talk about threes now. Embiid shooting better for the season. He shot 37% from the three.
And what about
Joker shot 33.
Okay. I mean, that's similar. I mean, Embiid has a little bit more.
33% is below the league average.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about 4 damn percentage points. I'm like, really? We're not talking about like double digits, whatever.
So, and the excuse they got to give is, he has a lot more pressure because he's got to do everything because he doesn't have the star players.
Right.
So he has a lot more pressure on him, and it's just like, dude, just give Embiid. Embiid has earned that MVP.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, move on. Let's move on. Okay, in the Western Conference, Philadelphia, listen to me. Phoenix Suns tied up with the New Orleans Pelicans 2-2.
Yeah. Is Chris Paul hurt too?
No, not yet.
Stupid.
Yeah, not exactly.
Devin Booker is still hurt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hammy.
Yeah. I saw an interesting video clip on Twitter earlier
and
today.
What was that? And what was that?
Oh, Fat Boy Fresh, coined by our brother Carl. He calls Zion Williams. I crack up every time he says it. He calls Zion Williams Fat Boy Fresh. Fat Boy Fresh was doing between the leg windmill dunks.
Oh God.
Pre-game. But he's not playing.
No.
Yeah, just because you can do dunks on the layup line.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're gonna get out there and get hurt again, and then they'll be like, well, why did they bring him back and this and that? You're still overweight.
Why is he doing between the leg dunks?
Still overweight because he's trying to make it seem like, no, I'm not a fat, out of shape, dude that's not taking it seriously. I'm ready to play, but they just won't let me play. It's like, dude, you're 30 pounds over, 40 pounds overweight. We can't risk you going out there and breaking your foot again or blowing out your knee, and then it becoming a chronic issue where now you got bad knees because you blow out one, then you're overcompensating, and now you blow out the other one, and then they'll always question, well, you think they should have just let him sit out the whole season and not brought him back because New Orleans is not winning the championship. It's not an all or nothing for them. So they weren't going to be coming out the West. So what was the point of them bringing them back?
Exactly.
Just for those few games. And I wouldn't, if I was David Griffin, I wouldn't take that chance.
I think David Griffin's
too much to lose. Too much to lose. Well, he was. Yeah.
If they didn't make the playoffs,
the CJ McCollum trade saved
good move.
him. That was impeccable. That was impeccable. That was perfect.
Right. Also, you bring up CJ Bishop. That was a good move to go to them because he balling out. He's like, Dame who? You mean CJ? Dame home.
Exactly.
But I like CJ.
Yeah, it also gave the Ingram. It
Mm-hmm.
also put him in it because before I feel like him and Zion were competing
Yeah.
for the shine.
Yeah.
And with McCollum there, Ingram is more comfortable to like I can still shine and let this dude, do
Mm-hmm.
him too. And I think when they get Zion back, I think that's going to be a problem.
Mm.
Right. Well, you know what, Bishop, Zion's trying to get out of New Orleans. That's why he
Yeah,
pulled a James Harden and said, "I'm gonna eat my way out of here. I'm gonna play injured." Some
Mm-hmm.
players act like they're injured, but they're not.
right.
And it's obvious by his actions, the attitude. He wants to leave New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
His
Well,
detriment is that. Go ahead, R.
he's not doing. Actually, he's not doing himself any favors because I
Right,
still think this health thing is gonna follow him wherever he goes.
right,
Hmm.
You understand?
right,
It's not gonna do any better. It's not gonna be any better him leaving New Orleans. You
right.
understand? This is Go ahead.
Right. And Nick fans, we do
Oh,
not
whatever.
need. We do not. We
No,
do
yo,
not
please,
need
me-
Zion Williamson.
mention what you had mentioned to me earlier, dude, about this nonsense. Yeah.
Brother in the paint group. I think he said that to trade for Zion, the Knicks aren't going to win a championship because Boston and Philly and Miami are the teams to beat in the East. So Zion would sell out seats. But are we trying to win or are we trying to sell out seats?
Right.
Sell
Because
out seats.
because but no, because Madison Square Garden sells out regardless.
Mm-hmm.
When Carmelo was
Mm-hmm.
playing with them bums, Travis Weir and,
Ah.
and, and them other bums, it was still sold out.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Now it's still sold out. We got two power forwards, one under a big contract and one who's under his rookie deal. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need another power forward.
Right.
Yeah,
You
but
keep Randall for next year, and then you try to trade him maybe at the trading deadline because some team may need another. They may need a scorer. You try to trade him then, keep him for this year, and then you let him leave.
Hmm.
Obi gets more minutes, continues to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Fat, injured, overweight, power forward, we don't need that.
No.
Who's been injured before? We don't need that.
right. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
have one good thing that I do like about the Knicks is when they finally did start playing the younger guys,
Mm-hmm.
we started to see that okay, well you have a solid core because the big kid he's only going to get better. Like he was still trying to catch up with the game.
Mm-hmm.
I forget
You
his
talking
name,
about Sims?
Sims.
Hmm.
He's the game was still fast to him, so he was still like trying to catch up and figure out where he needs to be. And towards the end of the season, he started being able to okay, well in this pick and roll, I can switch out and I can play a smaller guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm playing a guy in the post, I can hold my position and I can rebound. And those guards, he's got a solid core
Mm-hmm.
of young guards, because everybody seemed to be able to like play and manage their own.
Right.
Um, even the guy that they had running back and forth in the D League, I
Mm-hmm.
mean the G League, he is pretty good. I didn't realize how I forget his name. The one that he wasn't getting a lot of burn. He's a good defender.
Who,
McBride?
Deuce?
Deuce, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So at least we got that to look forward to.
Right.
The Randall debacle.
Hmm.
It's just like I don't know.
He'll be here another year.
Hmm.
Yeah, Randall RJ debacle.
Say what you want about RJ. RJ got better this. She got slightly better this
He
year.
On
did.
offense, on offense,
Okay.
on
Okay.
offense. Nothing else. He still makes bad basketball decisions. He still doesn't pass the ball when he should. He still is focused way too much.
He likes to shoot
way too much on threes instead of his mid-range. He's got a great mid-range game. I will give him that. He's got a great mid-range game. He needs to focus on that.
He's good at going to the basket as well, and he finishes
in some games, because it's like that hard left.
Yes.
Hard left. That's it.
Yes.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Too predictable.
It's hard left. I'm going hard left.
Yep.
No, I'm going hard left. No, I'm going hard left. That's it. You don't have any hesitation to it.
Nah.
You don't have any deceptiveness to it.
No.
It's like you can't pretend you're going right and then come back to the left. It's all hard left.
Yep.
Hey, it is what it is. He needs,
like I said, predictable.
But Phoenix should dispatch New Orleans.
Yeah.
Should.
Well, it looks like they are, from what I can see now, it looks like they are showing them why they were the number one seed.
Okay.
Is they just doing whatever they want to do. Like like playing real D.
Right.
Okay.
So, we move on?
Yeah, let's do that. Shall we? Well, it's no longer tied, that's for sure.
Really?
According, and John Morant showed up big. Last second shot, giving Memphis a 3-2 advantage over Minnesota.
Okay.
Where was that game? That was in.
I'm not sure.
It was in Memphis. Was it in Memphis?
I
believe it was in Memphis.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw the highlight. So Anthony Edwards, he screwed up on that. It's 3.7 seconds left, and they were tied. The game was 109-109. They inbound the ball to John Morant, and instead of Anthony Edwards just staying in between John Morant and the basket, he goes for the steal and overruns, and then John Morant goes to the basket, pulls up for the short bunny, hits it, and then it's like 1 second left, and that's it.
Sometimes you gotta know when to gamble and when not to.
That's not a time to get, because the worst case scenario, is you go to overtime.
Right.
That's the worst case scenario.
Yep.
It's like, so now you're trailing somebody who likes to get into the paint and pull up for short bunnies.
Yep.
So what game was it that Minnesota blew that big lead?
The last game. No, not the last game. The third game.
The third game.
Two big leads.
Y'all blew a 26-point lead, and I had to get at that clown, Skip Bayless, because he was talking mad trash. And I'm like, oh man, go tend to your meth-addled wife.
Wait, talking trash about what in that game?
Talking about it's over for Memphis, and I picked them to win, and Ja's this, and he flipped like a gymnast.
Oh,
yeah.
1 minute you saying this, next minute you saying that. Hey, dude, tend to your meth-addled wife.
Wow.
Feed her a sandwich. You got enough money. Buy her a sandwich. Subway's is nearby. Grubhub should not be a problem for you. Stop doing that, man.
Well, you have to understand, a guy like come on, you can't take that guy serious.
I don't.
You really can't.
Other people that do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but you can't take Skip Bayless serious. I'm just like, the dude's a clown. Period.
Well, I actually had Minnesota beating Memphis in that first
round. Did you really?
Yeah, because I thought that because they don't have anybody to match up with Karl Anthony Towns, that would be the factor, because everybody would be getting in foul trouble because of his skill set. He could put the ball on the floor, he could shoot it, he could go on the post. He's got a little jump shot.
He does a little bit of everything.
Right.
Okay.
But he's more focused on charging and silly fouls, trying to be physical, trying to be the physical guy when that's not his game.
See, and that's the problem I have with him. I think you pretty much nailed it. Especially you nailed it, and why I've never been a big fan of this dude. You understand? It seems like he's just uncertain of where he should be excelling.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And for that, I've never been impressed with this dude. Because he plays out of that, and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? At some point, you would figure that he has some type of intelligence and know what would work for him. But when he keeps doing the shit that is outside of his true game, you don't know, which makes me question you.
Yeah, it's like
You
getting
know what I
like
mean?
4 offensive fouls. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody's got the rebound and you're still reaching for the ball. It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
come on.
just get back down on defense, dude. That's
Exactly.
that's not a mistake that you should be making at
Right.
this stage in your career. And then you want to argue with the refs.
Right.
It's like, dude, you just slapped the dude across the head trying to get at a ball that he already has.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, come on, man. You just like I said, this is one of the main reasons why I've not been too impressed with dude at all.
Like between him and Anthony Edwards,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, they don't really have anybody that match up with Anthony Edwards, and they
Right.
don't really have anybody to match up with Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
And for me, it's like Memphis, they play like fast and loose,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't really have an offensive structure. It's like Ja gets the ball and he
Mhm.
creates, and
Right.
then everybody feeds off of that.
Yes.
Everybody feeds off of that. And
Mhm.
it's like, okay, so that's why when they were winning games without him, it was like,
Mhm.
okay, so the ball is moving.
Mhm.
A lot of guys are getting opportunities, and they played a little bit more freer. But
Right.
they're not going to win without. They can't win without him, and they can't win with him.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well said, brother. Well said.
And unfortunately, I got Golden State coming out of the West
Ha! Why you say unfortunately?
because I
He
don't really
hates
like
them.
Golden State.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
Okay.
they were laying in the cut. They fooled everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They fooled everybody.
They did. I
They
could
were
agree
They
with you on
ain't
that.
fool nobody. Denver ain't going nowhere. And I like the question you posed earlier in the group,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop, or what you said that Michael
yeah.
Malone should be fired as the
Mm.
Nuggets head coach.
He's 2 seasons beyond his usefulness.
Wow. You said
2
2 seasons.
seasons. Yes. 2
Mm.
seasons beyond his usefulness because if they couldn't get out of the West when they were fully loaded
Mm-hmm.
with Jamal Murray
Mm-hmm.
and if they couldn't get out of the West then, and it was that the year that they lost to Utah.
Hmm.
And it was like, yeah, there's no way that they should have lost to Utah.
Right.
No way. No way they should have lost to Utah. And then who did they play? They played then they played the Trailblazers. And it's like, yeah, dude, you're done. You're done. And then it's like he's fell in love with himself and his quotes and always, oh, the guys are tired and this and that. Everything that he says, then Jokic comes out and contradicts it.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, so you saying he tired? He comes out and says, no, I'm not tired. I just didn't play well. I just
Right.
didn't play well. I
Right.
just got to make better decisions.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they going home. Golden
Mhm.
State's just too good.
Yeah. It's
Steph is doing what Steph does.
Mm-hmm.
Clay
Exactly.
is Clay.
Yep.
Draymond is back to doing what he does best with those two guys. And that point guard, that young point guard is going to get paid too.
Yeah.
Poole.
Yep.
Point guard on
Yeah. Poole. He's gonna get paid.
Poole is going to
Exactly.
get paid.
So
And
you
let's
got
and let's not
yeah.
forget about Andrew Wiggins either.
That's what I'm saying. You got
Right.
4 guys in that starting lineup. Well, no, because Steph decided that he was going to come off the bench.
Hmm.
So you got 4 guys who actively play that are capable of giving you 20 to 30 points a night, a
Yep.
game.
A game.
Four guys. So you got Wiggins is capable of giving you 20.
Yep. Yep.
Poole, Steph, and Clay. And then you have those other guys. It's like, yo, they giving you 10, 15 points.
Yep. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Draymond can give you 12 to 15.
Yep.
Even if he give you 10 tonight, and he plays defense and gets the assist and is the glue guy.
Right. Otto Porter Jr. has been a guy who can score when given the opportunity to score. And still got the gray beard Andre Iguodala. Iggy with it, getting Iggy with it. He's still playing.
No, they got his replacement though. They got his replacement.
Yeah.
What's that young kid, the rookie? They got his replacement. They got an Iguodala replacement already waiting in the wings.
Right.
And then GP Jr.
Yep.
Listen,
I totally forgot about him.
I was gonna say they just move as a smart organization.
Yeah.
Coach, GM, owner, president, they all move. They all synergized and move together.
Right. Hell yeah.
Hey, they make Kerr look like he's a great coach.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
A rock
and
star.
I'm not going to say he's a bad coach either. He's a good coach. He's solid.
He's all right.
Well, you don't really have to coach when you have guys on your roster.
That's why I say he's all right.
Right. Luke Walton should thank Steve Kerr for having the back surgery because he got him 2 jobs. Based off of that.
Yeah.
Who, Luke?
Yeah, Luke Walton to walk in anybody and say, "Hey, listen, I was with Golden State. The coach was injured."
But was this in Sacramento? No, it's in Sacramento.
They fired him. Yeah,
they fired him.
And then was it?
He was with the Lakers first. He got fired. He's fired.
He fired. Oh, Sacramento fired him.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, between that and the harassment issues.
Yeah, and he got another job after the harassment issue.
Figures.
Yeah. So
hey, listen, he got the complexion for the protection.
Like I said, figures.
His father is a legend.
Coach recycling.
Whatever I want.
Coach recycling.
Yeah, his father's a legend, but he ain't. So.
No. He was Kobe's cat.
Exactly. Yo, let's move on. What the hell? Dallas Mavericks 3-2 over the Utah Jazz. Now, I know Dom we was talking about this last show as far as the Utah Jazz, man. What's and Bishop, I know your feelings on Utah as well. Okay. I'm starting to feel both of you guys on that. You know what I'm saying? Because every year and recently, Utah is always one of the top teams, early on the season. As the season progresses, they stay atop. They're like top 3, if not the top 1. And then in the playoffs, that light just turns off. That light turns off.
They just built to get through the regular season and play at a good level, but and Donovan Mitchell wants to leave. I know he wants to leave.
Yep, bingo. You hit the nail right on the head. It's like that relationship has run its course. That relationship has run its course, and the crazy part is like in the last game that they played, they mentioned that Nick's brass was at the game, and Utah Jazz was a little perturbed by the fact that the Knicks brass was at the Utah game.
Well, they should have told the media not to mention that because I'm sure that other teams have their people at games that aren't in the playoffs, and even if they aren't in the playoffs, you still send your scouts out.
Right. They were just watching the game. They were just in Utah. They just happened to be in Utah.
Okay, so what's the contract status of Spider?
He's there until 2026, I believe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'll look it up to be exact because I like to be exact.
Well, if it is 2026, then
it's got to be a trade.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they've gotten either they're gonna move the coach or move him. Get rid of the coach or move him because I think they've come to a place where it's like an impasse. They've come to an impasse because it's like they don't listen to him. Donovan Mitchell just like some games When he's on, it looks great. In some games, he's just doing whatever he want to do.
Right.
Like in Utah's,
Yeah, he
yeah,
is there until 2026, making, and at the end of that contract, he'll be 29, making 37 million. So
that's not too bad.
No, that's pretty good.
But he's gonna stand to make 40
more.
He's gonna
More money.
be in the 40 range.
Exactly.
50 million.
And like I said, Dom had pointed out the fact that this guy disappears. You know,
well, he doesn't shoot well. He hasn't been shooting well. He's not a great 3-point shooter. He's a good finisher and driving dish guy.
Who, Donovan Mitchell? Yeah. He's pretty good when he's not taking bad threes, but he's just been taking like really bad 3-point shots. Like I've watched him play. I watched games where, like when he's played, he's hit like 6 or 7 in a row, and it's like, but he's taking them within the flow. Now he's trying to take him off the dribble. He's doing fit step backs, and it's like, yeah, dude, that's not really your game. Like that's not how Utah plays.
Right.
Utah doesn't play like that. Utah plays conservative ball, and they grind it out. And he wants to hit the home runs, and it's like that's just not how they play. And that's the frustration that a lot of them dudes are probably having. And it's like it's okay when what's the name comes off the bench and does stuff like that. But you're starting 2 guard, and it's like Mike Conley. Mike Conley is like a law and order point guard. Like, let's run this offense. You still get your numbers, but you're gonna get them this way.
Yeah, and I gotta give Gobert some lobs. We gotta give what's the white dude's name?
Bogdanovich.
He's real good. Yeah, you gotta feed him too.
Right.
You gotta let him eat. He's also a guy who can put the ball on the floor a little. So you gotta do what he gotta do also.
Right. Donovan Mitchell is like, yeah, those are my shots. All these are my shots. I don't care. Just my shots. These are my shots.
He shoots the 3 a tick over the league average. So he's not great at it, but he's average. But he's good at getting to the rim.
He takes a lot of threes though.
Yeah, he does.
See, if he's taking a lot of threes, that's the problem right there.
He takes about 9 a game, almost 10.
Yeah, he needs to fall back on those numbers, definitely. You know what I'm saying? He needs to fall back on those numbers. But like you guys have said, it's pretty much a done deal. He wants out of there. How that's gonna manifest, immediately, I don't know. The Knicks execs being there, just check out the game and not, kind of it's like
the Knicks also were there to see Jalen Brunson. Let's keep it a buck.
For sure. Okay, right. This is true, Mac. But I don't know what the Knicks have. I mean, outside, do they have picks? I mean, outside of picks,
the Knicks have a ton of draft picks.
Okay. All right.
For this series, I think Dallas is gonna win.
Right.
Well, when Dallas looks good, they look good, but when they don't, they don't. Like when the games that they've won, it's like they hit the home runs. Lucas doing the step back, everything is all gravy. And the games that they lost, they look like this game.
Luka takes a lot of bad shots. Luka isn't a great shooter either.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Every time I see him shoot the ball, it's going in for some reason. Maybe he's a master at taking bad shots. Who knows? And it just happens to fall. But
Jalen Brunson gonna get played. He's gonna get paid too.
Oh, for sure, he's got to get paid.
Yeah, I wouldn't overpay for a short point guard in the Eastern Conference.
Well, market.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
He's gonna get at the high end. He can make probably 25 a year. At the low end, he's gonna make no less than 20 a year.
Yeah, because you see how what's the name is in from Toronto, Van Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're sort of like the same kind of players,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like
I wouldn't say that.
you see how it works.
Van Vliet's a better 3-point shooter, and Jalen's a better point guard. They don't play similar.
In that center, in that system, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
in that system, he's a better point guard because they need him to be the facilitator that Luka is when Luka's off the floor. But then he took on this role of like scoring. So now everybody has attention for Brunson. But I don't think that's a sustainable, like, he's a short,
he needed to do what he needed to do to play well and get it
so it's like,
to 3-2.
If they were really high on him, they wouldn't have went out and got Dimwitty. They wouldn't have went out and got Dimwitty.
Well, they realized Dinwiddie has the more manageable contract. Dinwiddie is versatile. Dinwiddie can start. Dinwiddie can come off the bench. Dinwiddie can play off the ball or on the ball. Dinwiddie can score or facilitate. So, he's more versatile than anybody else on their roster.
And he's a big guard.
Yeah, he's 6'6". So you got two big guards in him and when you put him and Luka on the floor together, if they choose to.
How tall is Brunson?
About 6'1". Fred Van Fleet is my height. No, he's 5'10".
Right.
Plus, Fred Van Vliet is one of them dudes. He's them little stubby guards.
Yeah. No, he is. You laughing? It's true facts. But
I like his game though.
So I think he works hard. I think because before you like who,
Yeah, he worked.
He worked hard to get what he's getting, from Toronto. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give that guy credit.
Plus, listen, Jalen Rose was a second round pick, right? Bishop, was he a second? He wasn't a first round pick. He was a second round pick, but he's gonna get what the market bears, and the market bears that he'll start at 20.
Yep.
If he gets paid from Dallas, though, Dallas might go into the luxury tax. Dallas might let him walk.
Wow.
What team does he fit on at that size?
Well,
because it's like he's gonna penetrate and do the stuff that he's doing in Dallas in the East.
I think he's just a solid point guard. He's not great. I think he's proved he can be a starter, but he's not flashy. None of his numbers are flashy, but hey, he dropping 40 points on Utah. He gonna get paid. Luka getting hurt was probably the best thing to happen for his contract.
You got that right.
Yeah, but 41 against Utah is not a big feat. They don't play defense.
Nobody's looking at that though. They're looking at the number.
Exactly. Microwave fans. Microwave fans. That's all. You're looking at the numbers. You got that shit correct. All right. Let's see. Changing lanes. Tyson Fury KOing Dillian Whyte. He got glassed.
He got glass.
6th round, right, Mac?
Yes.
That's what I had said. I said 6 or 7 rounds. This guy's gonna get knocked out. Tyson Fury. Now I didn't even realize this. I didn't even know this is allegedly his last fight before he retires. Allegedly. Now, and the reason I say allegedly is the fact, while you say you want to retire, you're also engaging in the conversation with this UFC guy.
He wants that big payout before he leave.
Okay.
That guy, the UFC guy, is actually a really good UFC guy.
He's very good. Exactly. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, dude, are you sure you want to do this before you hang him up? I don't know. If this is a good idea for you, you should just do it now. Go out on top. You know what I'm saying? While you can. Yo, you gotta give it to Fury. He basically cleaned it out.
Well,
pretty
he
much.
will once he needs to fight AJ, and then I walk away.
To me, he's already proved. Listen, I'm not an AJ fan. I think that Fury would kick his ass. AJ has that glass jaw. Yeah, all it's gonna take is one good punch from Tyson Fury, and I think he's proved that he has that in him. You know what I'm saying? That unorthodox style that he has would probably cause Joshua problems anyway. So to me, he has nothing to prove. He has nothing to prove. He doesn't. Again, to me, he doesn't necessarily have to get into the ring with AJ. You know what I'm saying?
I think he wants to get the last big paydays. That would be fighting the UFC guy and also selling out Wembley Arena with AJ and beating the crap out of him.
So you mentioned something about him fighting. Who did he fight?
Dillian Whyte.
Dillian Whyte.
A burger.
Who's that?
A burger.
Exactly. A burger. Yeah.
You know what that was, Bishop? That's a stay busy match.
So he fought a bouncer.
Nah, Dillian. Yeah. Dillian. Listen, Dillian Whyte is a burger, but he's a heavyweight of note. He's below everybody else.
So essentially, he fought a bouncer.
Nah, I'm not gonna call Dillian Whyte a bouncer.
Wow.
He's a B-list heavyweight in this era.
Definitely B-lister. Mm-hmm.
And I'm being kind.
Well,
I'm not a Dillian Whyte fan.
He's the big dude at the club that everybody knows. Oh, he's that boxer guy. Yeah, don't do nothing because it might go down. A bouncer.
No, he's the dude who
Who's
glass. I'll tell you in a second. Y'all keep talking.
Okay. So what is your issue? I guess you're trying to say that Fury fought a nobody.
Pretty much.
Right? And that he should
who was
get
he
back.
supposed to fight?
The heavyweight division is trash. That's just the heavyweight division is trash.
Well, if it's trash, well, what do you want him to do? Give me a solution, pal. What do you want him to do? If the division is trash.
The division is trash. I don't know. I don't care about the heavyweight division. It's trash.
Okay.
All of the fighters in there are trash.
So
they have to wait.
So you're not offering me any solution then?
Okay. He's fought. He beat Joseph Parker. He glassed Joseph Parker.
Okay.
Who's Joseph Parker?
A heavyweight.
He's beaten. He beat Chisora twice.
Okay.
He won and lost against Povetkin, who's also good. And he lost to Fury.
Right. Okay. So,
Exactly. Exactly. I know what you were trying to do.
And he lost. He lost to AJ.
So 2 or 3 of his fights have been against notable opponents, and yes, I'm taking away Joseph Parker. Okay, because I'm like,
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking away Joseph Parker. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so 2 or 3 of his fights were against notable opponents. I get it. I get it, Bishop. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, I still say he's the class of the division, even though it's a shit division right now. But he's a class of it. You know what I'm saying? He's the best of the worst. I love saying that.
Yeah. Listen, AJ could be the guy, but he
No,
lacks something. He lacks a lot.
he lacks a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, I remember when the heavyweight division was the heavyweight division.
Well, that was then. This is now.
And you had at least 3 to 5 fighters that it's like, yo.
Right. Well, clearly it's not that anymore, unfortunately.
It's not exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
I just think guys who box, stop boxing and are football players. Is now both sports are brutal on the body, especially the head. You make more money playing football than you can be a boxer.
For sure. Definitely. Well, like I said, I just think that Fury should retire. Even if he fought a bum. You understand? Or maybe I shouldn't say that, a B-lister, and call it a career. Because again, there's no sense in him fighting AJ. No. Because AJ's gonna go down regardless.
I agree.
So there you go. You should just like go out on top. That's it, dude. Go out on top.
Yeah, especially with his story where you made it and then you had to relinquish your belts because you had you had a substance abuse problem, and you also dealt with depression and all of that.
Right.
And then you came back, got yourself clean. Hopefully you still clean and
until
retire.
What a bitch will say? What'd you say?
He said he's not clean.
Wow.
No, I said he's clean until he's not.
Oh, okay.
You know how that story goes.
Okay.
Hey, it happens.
Okay.
Demons.
Wow.
Like breaking news.
Exactly.
Breaking news.
Well, dudes.
Hey, let's. I'm gonna move on to the last one.
Okay.
San Francisco 49ers GM John Lynch refuses to trade wide receiver Deebo Samuel, who has announced that he wants to be traded because he wants to get paid.
They're not paying Deebo?
He's still on his rookie deal.
I love Deebo, by the way.
So do I.
Yeah, I love Deebo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the general manager for not wanting to trade him. I get it, because that's a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? He brings a lot to the table. And under the rookie deal, listen, I get it, but at some point, well, be it if he reaches free agency, he doesn't want to re-sign. You stand to lose a pretty damn good player for nothing in return. Yeah, this is something that he needs to weigh. Yeah, and especially if Deebo says, "I want out of here. I don't want to play in San Fran no more."
Next year is his last year.
Well, there you go.
His deal. He makes about $4 million this year.
Did he ever say what was his price range? Did he ever say what he wanted? What
he wants to be paid as one of the top guys.
Okay.
I think he deserves it.
I think he deserves it as well. So you want to be like closer to 20, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, he wants $20 million a year, or whatever that number is.
Right. I mean, he deserves it. What more can I say?
See, San Francisco messed up by giving Jimmy Garoppolo that big ass contract. And then they paid a lot of their defensive players. You got to pay Deebo now,
right?
Or trade him.
So, in order for Lynch to retain this guy, you're gonna have to put on a lot of chapstick on your lips. You understand? You got to put a lot of chapstick on your lips, and just get those knee pads, and it's time to kiss the posterior. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. Because a lot of conversation has got to happen, and a lot of conceding has got to be done by Lynch. You got to offer the money, damn near everything. You know what I'm saying? To basically placate this guy and make him change his mind about wanting to stay in San Fran. That's what it's come down to. That's what it's gonna come down to. You know? So this is gonna be interesting to watch.
Hey, he want that Tyreek Hill 120 million deal. He want that Devontae Adams.
I'm sure.
140 million.
And again, he deserves it.
Contract. Tyreek Hill's averaging about 30. He's going to average about 30 million a year.
Damn.
Devontae Adams going to average about 28 million a year. DeAndre Hopkins is right behind him at 27 million. Where do you rank him amongst those three guys? Because those are the top three paid receivers.
Well, damn. He's up there with them. He's up there with them.
Right.
And if I had to throw a number, damn. Yeah, I can see. Wow. That's a tough one, man. For me, that's a tough one. Could I see him getting the top spot at 30? I don't know. But I could put him between 28 and 30.
Right. And then, there's also the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, his money, a lot of it is guaranteed, 72 million. Devontae, 65. DeAndre Hopkins, his is the lowest at 49.
He would get more. He would get more guaranteed money than the who'd you say? DeAndre? Was it DeAndre?
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
And I heard the Jets is ready to put that bid in because the Jets have draft picks to dole out.
Well,
you can have this number 10.
Word.
We'll gladly take Deebo. We'll give you a second rounder too.
That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that combination of Zach Wilson, who I'm not a big fan of, by the way, but I like to see that combination because Zach did come on a little bit strong in the second half. He seemed to be finding his way compared to that disastrous first half. So bringing us Deebo Samuel onto the Jets with the young gun Wilson, with the Jets, it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see if the Jets have their real deal quarterback with a franchise wide receiver.
Right, and a revamped offensive line.
Exactly. So that'd be interesting pairing, to say honestly. Anybody else?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't care about the Jets or the 49ers.
Oh, that's right. You're a Giant fan.
Yeah, are we getting a new quarterback? Are we getting a new quarterback?
Not yet. Not yet, sir.
Oh, okay.
Just let it play out this season.
Oh,
wow.
Wow. Not another season.
Well, you got Tyrod Taylor, so.
Hey, stopgap.
You got Tyrod Taylor. There you go.
AKA stopgap.
Exactly. You never know.
Where'd they come up with that name from?
I'm just saying, lightning can strike in the bottle. I'm just saying, it's possible.
Tyrod Taylor won't lose games, and he's not a turnover machine.
Well, that's half the battle right there.
He's just average.
Consistent. Just be consistent.
That's it.
So was Eli Manning.
No, Eli was a turnover machine.
Yeah.
No. Eli Manning was consistent, and he showed up when he needed to show up.
Well, he showed up as the defense and the running backs carried.
Just be consistent. I'm not good. I'm not great at anything. I'm decent at everything.
He's great at winning. Except
running out of the pocket, and I'm not going to turn the ball over too much.
No, Eli gave up. Eli was a obligatory guy.
Yep.
He obligated to give up at least one.
At least.
Well, I'm good with one. Daniel Jones is giving up how many? And at least we got two championships. We got two championships out of Eli.
Yeah, we did.
Man.
But like I said, it was because the running backs and the defense carried them.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Once Bradshaw and Big Boy left.
Brandon Jacobs.
So did the wings.
Mr. Tap Dance, right? Ugh, that's another story in itself.
Say what you want, but him and Bradshaw were a good tandem, and
they were when they did their roles. When the roles changed, they were trash. And I shouldn't say they were trash. He was trash.
Well, he always showed up against them girls. He always showed up against them. He always showed up against. He always had a good game against them. Right, Mark?
Who them girls are.
He always had a good game against.
I don't think that was because of him. I think it was just because Dallas sucked. Their defense sucked at the time. It wasn't a point of him dominating. No, because he was too busy with the.
What is your disdain for Brandon Jacobs?
My disdain is for him is simply the fact you were a power runner. All you had to do was fall forward, and you got 4 yards. Now all of a sudden you want to become this regenerated Barry Sanders version of yourself with the tap dancing and thinking you juking mother freakers. No, Negro, you're not. Okay, just run. That's why you don't have to even run. Fall forward. That's 3 to 4 yards for you automatically. And I'm watching this week after when I was watching the Giants, that is, week after week at the time. And I'm like, what is he doing? Why are you tap dancing with your 256-pound ass? Doesn't make any sense. So that's why I have a huge amount of disdain for Brandon Jacobs. Wearing this tutu wearing ass ballerina running back.
He always showed up against them girls.
Again, that's not because of his ability. That was because of the bad Dallas defense.
They couldn't do nothing with him. Nothing.
Because the defense sucked.
All right. Well.
Throw me out there at that time. I get 200 yards a game. I'm not tap dancing. I'm running.
No, I don't know about that part.
Well, like I said, with that being said, I think I'm gonna call it. At least for me, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah, you were tired. You were tired after that last game. I understand. It's fatigue.
Whatever.
It's called Novella's fatigue.
Whatever. Thanks for. By the way, thanks for holding out drinks at that spot. Okay. Yeah, you and your fellas.
No, you guys not even invited. I told you, you're not even invited to a barbecue.
Nah. Thanks a
barbecue.
Lot. Right, thanks a lot for holding my drinks. Okay, thank you.
We having a rooftop barbecue on Barclays Center, and you're not invited.
Whatever. Whatever, guys. Thanks a lot. Of course, Bishop, always a pleasure. Dominic, joined us earlier. Thank you for joining us. Black Atcha, comedy man. You know what I'm saying? And what was it? Ronan, thanks for being here. And everybody else who I'm forgetting, and I apologize. And next time I will try to remember your names. But thank you for your support. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, hell of a show once again.
Boom.
All right.
Peace.
Good night, folks.
Subscribe to the channel.
That's right.
Media Group on YouTube. Show us love.